Good evening. This is Jim Brooks reporting for WBRT Radio and the Nelson County Gazette on the second full day of the trial of Stephen Lawson. Lawson is one of the three co-defendants in the case of missing and presumed murdered Crystal Rogers. All right, the proceedings started this morning with continued testimony and cross-examination of the former lead investigator, John Snow. He was questioned about evidence that was recovered from Crystal Rogers' car and why specifically some of the hairs recovered during its search were never tested for DNA. All right, and the most explosive testimony today came this morning from Elizabeth Chestner. Elizabeth Chestner is dating Joseph Lawson, Steve Lawson's son and co-defendant. They have a son together. And Chestner testified that when she was watching an Oxygen Network show on the Crystal Rogers case, she and her mother both heard Lawson's voice, Stephen Lawson's voice, on a speakerphone that Brooks Houck had when he was trying to call and see who the number belonged to. And this was in the presence of the former lead investigator, John Snow, in the interview room. When Lawson was questioned about if he was involved with the Rogers case, he had confirmed that yes, he was. Now, Lawson had a dating relationship with Chestner's mother at the time. And Chestner also testified that her boyfriend, Joseph Lawson, told her his father was indeed involved with the murder and told her she better not tell anyone about it or, quote, you'll be next. Chestner also said that the elder Lawson wanted to leave his current wife at the time, quote, because she had a murder on him, in reference to the Rogers case. Now, co-workers of Lawson and workers for Brooks Houck testified. Several came before the court and testified that they knew Lawson and Houck spent a lot of time together, which was unusual for Houck to spend time riding around with any of the contractors or the workers he had. When Lawson was asked what Houck wanted to talk about, he told one witness that Houck needed someone to, quote, take care of a woman with children. And the reference to take care of was implied to get rid of her permanently. Another witness said Lawson made it clear that Lawson made it clear that Houck wanted Crystal Rogers out of his life permanently. Much of the testimony this afternoon focused on connecting Lawson and his son with moving Crystal Rogers' car. Originally from Houck's Bardstown home on Glenview Drive to a residence on Thompson Hill Road, which is in northwestern Nelson County, west of High Grove. A cell phone forensics expert from the Louisville Metro Police Department testified, and he showed how cell phone data can closely track the movements of active cell phones. And using maps and displays, he showed how the cell phone data from Stephen Lawson and Joseph Lawson's phones both tracked their movements. And it tracked the younger Lawson out to the Bluegrass Parkway where he was driving Crystal Rogers' car. It developed a flat up near the 14-mile marker. So Joseph Lawson called his father and needed him to come pick him up because of the flat. So they abandoned the car there, and the data tracked the elder Lawson to the parkway and to pick up his son. The jury also heard Stephen Lawson's excerpts of the audio recording of the grand jury testimony during the three times that Stephen Lawson appeared before a Nelson County grand jury in May 2023, June 2023, and September 2023. And it illustrated how, when asked about the circumstances, his testimony changed and evolved during that time. Cell phone forensic experts also recovered cell phone text messages between Stephen Lawson and his son. The trial will resume 8:30 a.m. Thursday morning in Courtroom C in Warren County Justice Center. And I'll be doing live updates probably from the parking lot, um, during lunch break, and when the court wraps up for the day. All right, that's it from Bowling Green. See you next time here. And this is Jim Brooks reporting for the Nelson County Gazette and WBRT Radio.